Our first tip is going to be how broken the repair tool is this season. As you can see here, if you've got a car that is 1 HP or the wheels popped, if you go ahead and repair torch, as you can see here, it takes it out to full HP, it mends all of the windows, as you can see, and most importantly, it fixes the wheels so you can have really simple rotates later on. Also, you can use it offensively if you ever want to burn down a building or find someone hiding, or you want to burn down a forest for whatever reason, such as clear some lines of sight and comp. You can simply set fire to everything. It also works really well on any type of playbook structures like wood, as you can see here. Go ahead and ignite it, and it will set fire very quickly, and you can grow for the entire team to hold mid-game base or end-game if it's a team wood. You can do it very simply. It's 100% going to be worth carrying in duos. Right, the latest mechanic that Epic have added that I think is going to increase the skill gap of fighting, and especially box fighting in general, is clambering. This is way bigger than sliding ever was, and this is basically going to allow you to outmaneuver your opponents in so many new different ways. It's also quite useful endgame as well, from what I've seen so far. Basically, you do it is just go opponent approach any wall and then just double jump just like that. One very nice thing that you can do is actually go ahead and actually get on top of something that's got a floor cone onto it. As you can see, you can jump straight on. And also, one very useful tip for you guys is you ever any type of wall, let's say you've even got like a wall like this where you can still clamber up it just like that. All you need to go ahead and do is, as you clamber up, so as you go ahead and jump up like this, is you want to go ahead and reset the wall. I'll try to do it properly for you guys. Reset the wall as you're going up, and you see that it cuts out the top end of the animation, so you can actually just sort of teleport and glitch your way up on top of it. So basically, any situation where you're actually going ahead and boxed up or something, there is going to be a way to outplay your opponent using the new mechanic. Let's say like someone just came over and beamed you, and you want to go ahead and box up. Rather than doing some kind of bait like that, all you can go ahead and do is build one box. They're going to be approaching you from the front, and you can clamber on top of your box, get high ground, and get a free shot. That's a simple example I can think of that is going to be the most useful. There's so many different ways of doing it. There's also actually a weird way that I'll show you guys where you can actually clamber while resetting, and you kind of skip the animation, as you can see. The one nice thing of using the reset to actually skip out the animation is it means that you're actually going to be able to get up to things a lot quicker than before. So as you can see, go ahead and actually reset the animation to get up just like that. It speeds me up a little bit when I get up. There's also actually a way of actually resetting at the correct time. I can't do exactly as I did once earlier when I wasn't recording, where you can actually go up 2 levels. Alright, next up we've got these cow catchers that have been added. I'll show some clips of what you can actually do if you put these onto a truck. They're also pretty good if you have like a regular like 4x4 car that you want to put them on. They are very good to use in that fashion. However, the key thing that you're going to be using with these is knowing the fact that you can actually use them as sort of a crash pad. There's a couple different better ways of doing them. However, if you actually go ahead and approach someone who's boxed up, let's say they're boxed up in a diagram like this, what you can go ahead and do is just throw it down. Make sure you try to aim to hit the bottom of the wall, and it's going to break all of the builds there. Try to do it in a way where you're not just going to hit the one wall straight on, but as you can see here, if there's an opponent boxed up, he can't build in any of these spaces, and then you've got a very nice like defensive peak. Imagine there's 2 of you in duos, or just a solo here and you're ready for it with an SMG. You can instantly kill that player who can't build anything here, and also they can't go ahead and place a cone or a floor below them. So as you can see, make sure you throw it on the diagonal of someone's box right here. They can't place it in any direction, and they also can't build anything. And of course, I'm getting bombarded by a tank as I do this demonstration. But anyway, make sure you guys use that in your W King gameplay. I'll show an example of how good it is in duos to do. Alright, I'm going to hopefully show you guys how to counter a tank. Basically, it's got that thing on the front, as you can see there, and then after that, you can actually get some tags on your opponent. It's going to be sort of shooting himself and running away. But basically, you have to have the tank facing you. So the issue is when the tank turns around like that, you can't actually get a free shot on it to actually get a hit on the guy who's driving it. Also, one thing you want to listen out for is whenever you hear somebody actually using that sort of Gatling gun where it's shooting really quickly and not just the one big cannon, that means they're going to be really free to get shots on them and actually get damage on them. Okay, force them to get out. Clamber up some bitches. Okay, so that's basically the strategy you want to use when it comes to actually fighting a tank. Is just try to actually crack that front hatch right there. crack that front hatch, and if you ever hear someone using those 2 guns on top, like the turret, just simply angel them and make sure you got like a right and peak, and you can very easily hit them. You can also headshot snipe them while they're on top there, pretty simply. Alright, another really useful thing is this new POI that's been down here, Synapse Station. It is very, very good. I would argue probably about top 3 POIs in the game at the moment. One of the cool things that it has is so many cooler boxes, just like chunkers, but you can also go ahead and reveal next zone. So after you've done making your spawn, you can predict where second zone is going to go, and then go ahead and get a really good spot from there. However, it is very contested in the arena, as you can see, and you might run into some difficulty challenging and trying to claim it in tournaments. As you can see here, there's a bot that spawns in. You can go ahead and actually reveal the next zone for only 175 gold, which you can very, very easily. And it's probably one of the best spots in terms of mats, and obviously your edge as well, so you can do a lot of different rotates out from here. The next movement mechanic that's actually been added is going to be the ability to sprint, as you can see here. This is actually faster than the regular sprinting, and it also makes it a little bit harder to get shot, so you have kind of a weird animation. All you just go ahead and do is just come down to movement, and then just bind it to whatever you have free. I'm going to use V for this example, and all you want to go ahead and do to actually use the sprinting is just be moving and walking at normal pace, whatever, and then you press your keybind, and you actually sprint. As you can see, you kind of duck your head, so you dodge a little bit of shots, and you go straight forward. Very useful for actually rotating short distances. Again, you do that weird mechanic where you just look down a little bit and you're a little bit harder to get tagged. However, you've got to remember there is a slight cooldown on actually using it. Also, one thing to note when you're actually using the sprint mechanic is you can stop it anytime and build it, which is very nice to do. And you can also just go ahead and do it a couple of rotates just like that. It's honestly going to be quite useful to have this on a very free bind. I might consider changing it to like G or C or something that I can press very quickly, just because you can actually go ahead and rotate whenever you need to, and you get that slight speed boost as you do it. This is basically them countering the fact that peppers and chili splashes are being removed completely, so you can go ahead and just do a small burst of movement like this, and everyone has access to it. And again, it is one of those things that increase the skill gap. You can use this in fighting to close down opponents faster. You can use it in box fighting to get nearer someone. There's a lot of uses for this, as well as just rotating in general. This might seem like a bit of a random tip, but Epic added loads of these comm towers around the map. There's one here, there's some over there on these hills, and these are actually pretty good for just solo landing spots. I'll probably do a full video on solo landing spots if you guys want that. And also, they are the best surge spots on the map, in my opinion, at the moment. These basically mean the old UFOs, if you guys remember from the Alien season, where the teams on there would just have so much surge and just bully the rest of the lobby. You can build up like 3 or 4 layers on top of here and brick, and then you can have so much control on everyone around you. You're going to force all the rotates out. It's going to be very important to have a claim of these very early on in the game, which I imagine Cammy and T can do in their duo gameplay. Hello? Donald Mustard, where's that boys? He's an older piece. He's an older piece. Oh no, he's an older piece. He's an older piece. Whoa, whoa, whoa.